you're interested in the most youthful makeup, then the coming months will be very special because there are so many interesting makeup releases coming up. I selected for you the 3 best makeup releases with the best textures on the market. Let's see the best pieces to invest in. I'll refer to 4 or 5 Instagram accounts. You will find their names on the screen next to the pictures I'm going to show you, and I'll add their Instagram pages in the description box down below. I would like to bring your attention to only 3 releases so that we have some time to discuss them, and I'll give you my unique perspective. The Bobbi Brown makeup release. I was looking at this post from Angel Naked One. From the picture here, it seems that there are 2 quads, and if you notice, these quads are baked gelée, so they are the glorious Bobbi Brown Luxe formula. So apparently the quad that is open here, that is shown better, is the one with the top swatches. And yeah, as usual with Bobbi Brown, these quads will be on the warmer side. I would like to see better swatches, but it looks like there's a quad with a plummy shade that is a matte, plus some other nudie pink shades. And shade number 3 looks like a blue-brown pigment. But as I said, I'd like to see these quads with unfiltered swatches. The most interesting one seems the quad at the bottom, because that quad has more duochrome shades, but I'm pretty sure that these are bestsellers and you may have them already in your collection. I don't have an extensive collection of Bobbi Brown eyeshadows, so I think I will go for this quad for sure, and maybe even the other one with that plum shade. Although these are not my shades, but since the formula is my favorite on the market, I may consider the other one as well. My favorite is for sure the one with the duochromes. Shade number 2 looks like incandescent. That is a recurring shade in Bobbi Brown releases. And there's also number 3 that looks like pink with the golden sheen that I've seen in the past, maybe in the Moonstone Glow collection, that I think it was a fall collection 2023. There were some luxe eyeshadows. There was the cosmic one, the green one. It was very hard to find. It's unfortunately sold out before I could get my hands on it. But then there was also another shade that was called Solar Wind, as well as Incandescent. Now, I think that both of these, Solar Wind and Incandescent, are present in this palette we are talking about. And that Solar Wind shade is the pink with golden duochrome. And I think it is exactly this one, number 3. I wish there was also Cosmic, so the green shade, in one of these palettes. These luxe eyeshadows tend to be very expensive, so buying a quad is much more convenient of a purchase. It's described as Summer Collection 2024. So definitely waiting for this collection. Next, it's Suqqu. And apparently Suqqu is going to release the new blush formula. These are called blurring color blushes. We have 6 references plus 1 limited edition that is 101. So as you may know, Suqqu a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago, released the melting color blushes, and those were amazing blushes, very creamy, smooth, with a sort of cream to powder formula. But they discontinued them, and since then they have continued to release the pure color blush formula that was silkier, more powdery, more traditional blush, but very thin, and they were characterized by those ombre effects. So now we are seeing again this ombre effect, but it's in a diagonal shape. This ombre effect makes me think that these new blurring color blushes will be closer to the pure color formula. They're called blurring, so I expect the blurring quality, although to be fair, I have to say I do not rely on the blurring quality of the blush, because in order to see the blurring effect, you need to apply a lot of powder. I'd rather go for a blurring powder with the same color on my skin so that I can apply that blurring powder on a wider part of my face in order to get that blurring effect. But anyway, it may be a marketing choice. I don't know, but I'm curious about these blushes because Suqqu excels with blushes. All of their blushes have been great. So I'm looking forward to trying one of these. I'm saddled with number 6. Number 6 is the fresher pink, more appropriate for my skin tone. And then there are the Eyeshadow Quads. I know I've seen swatches on vocemagazine here, but I'm not interested in these. The reason is that 140 is definitely too warm. Again, these reddish shades are totally not my vibe. But also 141 has the B shade that is too pink toned. I like more lavender, more on the bluish side of the spectrum. I don't like this. This reminds me of some quads that have been released in the past, maybe 2017, I think. I picked them up, but they were low quality because sometimes Suqqu is a hit of miss. Sometimes some pants in the quads are hard. It has always been the case over the years. You know that I've been buying Suqqu since 2015, so it's almost 10 years. And apparently this year, 2023-2024, has not been the best in terms of quads. I have personally skipped quite a few quads recently, also because of my budgeting purpose. Since I want to be more conscious with spending, I didn't find Suqqu Quads to be worth my money, especially because I have a multiple of them. And unfortunately, it's the same for these quads from the fall collection. So the best pieces from this collection by Suqqu are for sure the blushes. Pretty sure that they're going to be great as usual with Suqqu blushes. Just one of these will be enough for me. And now let's discuss the best makeup announcement, the Yves Saint Laurent one. I've seen these quads for the first time here on the YSL Beauty Instagram page. And apparently the guys from Yves Saint Laurent have watched my videos about neutral quads. I have this video here discussing about midtones. That was the weak point of Stora Doll's eyeshadow quad, in my opinion. But now, apparently, there is an upgraded version that is more towards what I said about midtones and neutral quads. There's this quad numbered 710. It looks like Stora Dolls when we look at bottom two shades. So there's a dark brown and a taupe shimmer, but I think that these are more on the sepia side, a tad warmer compared to the corresponding shades of Stora Dolls. But it's the upper part that makes the difference, and particularly that mid-tone at the upper right, that is a mid-tone taupe finally, that would be great as a crease shade. For me, the upper two pans of Stora Dolls were useless, because at the upper left there was a glittery shade, and that glitter tends to fall out during the day, so I didn't like that. And on the upper right there was a bone shade that for me was useless. And if you watch my review of the Stora Dolls eyeshadow quad, that is one of my most viewed videos, so maybe you have seen it already. If you remember that video, I complained about that useless shade that for me, for my makeup style, is useless. And many of you told me that for you it was great. There were people with very fair skin that for them that was a crease shade. Other people that used that shade anyway, incorporated that shade and look. But for me, I was looking for a mid-tone shade, and that was lacking in the Stora Dolls quad. So I ended up decluttering that quad. It looks like the Yves Saint Laurent team provided the best version of that quad for me. Needless to say that this 710 is my favorite out of the bunch. The other one that I may consider purchasing is the 700. It has a lighter crease shade, more on the rosy tone. So I see more pink in that upper right shade. And the other ones are a champagne silver shade and charcoal shade and the black. So this is more the standard smoky high palette. I don't think I will purchase it right away. I will evaluate, because this type of palette for me, it may be too dark, too smoky, but I can see a purpose in the Yves Saint Laurent offering. It's my second favorite. And then there's the 800, that is another great variety of shades. It looks like 710, but this 800 has a pop of yellow green. It is more on the yellow side, while the 710 is more neutral. I need to swatch in person 800 and 700 and pick maybe one of the two. But 710 is definitely a blind buy for me, because it's exactly what I would have tweaked in the Stora dolls. And then there's 810 that is more orangey. This is more standard. I mean, we have seen these shades a lot, but now we see them in the Yves Saint Laurent formula that is one of the best on the market. It seems the more saturated version with that orange that is brighter compared to, let me see. Yes, it's the 300 Kasbah spices. That one is more mustard, while this one is more orange. So all in all, this is my selection. Have a look at that Yves Saint Laurent video and see you in my next one. Bye.